Hey guys, so this is just going to be an our story video and how we got to where we got. To start, I grew up in Maine with both my parents and a younger brother. My parents both worked full-time jobs. My dad was a paramedic and my mom was a firefighter and worked for LL Bean. But because they worked, they would wake us up early in the morning and get us ready and drop us off at my grandparents' house. And my grandmother adopted a bunch of kids who are all just as family as the rest of us, which meant a lot of grandkids. So not only were me and my brother being dropped off every morning, but also 8 other grandkids. So all 8 of us would run amok on the farm and play in the compost pile and help my grandfather around the farm and plant seeds that my grandmother dropped in the greenhouse. As we got older, we all started working on the farm, so we would be haying, we would be watering in the greenhouses, and in the winter we'd make wreaths and sell Christmas trees and stuff like that. But I think for me personally, most of my childhood memories have my grandparents in them. One of my favorites being that my grandfather helped me buy my first truck. Then 2 months after I graduated, I met my now husband, and a year later we had our daughter, and 4 years later we had our son. And being a young family and me just starting a career in real estate and my husband working all the time, it was really hard to live in a place where the cost of living and the weather was so difficult. So for us, that meant a lot of researching. My husband actually has family in Alabama and in North Carolina, so we specifically looked at researching those locations. When we decided that North Carolina might be an option for our family to settle down, my husband decided to come down here for a month and live with his grandmother while looking for a job and looking for a place for us to live. So at 23 years old, with a baby less than a year old and a 4-year-old, I packed up my entire life and everything I knew and left my family to move to North Carolina. My father-in-law actually came up to Maine with my husband, and we loaded up a trailer on the back of his SUV, and that was all of the belongings that we brought with us down here. After living in North Carolina for 6 months with my real estate knowledge, I had been looking for a home for us to purchase. And within those 6 months, I actually found this house. However, the day after our offer was accepted, COVID hit and lockdown started immediately. We were able to close on our home, but a few months later, my husband was laid off due to everything that was going on in the world. We've always been frugal and conscientious of the way we live, but we knew that with everything going on and now that we owned our own property, we needed to be doing more. In just our first year here, we built a chicken coop and got egg layers and meat chickens. Then we built a goat house and got 2 dairy goats. We built a duck house and got ducks. Then we started a garden and built a greenhouse. Plus dealing with all the home issues due to the fact that the previous owner had put band-aids on all of the problems they had here. We're now on year 2 and everything is going slow and is still a work in progress, but we're happy with the progress we're making, and I can't wait to see where we are in another year. And I can't wait to share it with you guys.